Hey there. So today we're going to look at the 5 best looking guitars. This is a follow-up to a video I did about the 5 worst looking guitars. Have a look at that one if you're interested. It's in the description box and I'll try and put it on the screen if I learn how to do that. These 2 videos are just my own personal thoughts and feelings about how guitars look and why I'm just drawn to them in terms of just how they look, the aesthetics of them. The only research that's gone into it is that when I see a guitar, do I think that looks pretty sweet? That's the research. But I thought it'd be interesting to kind of break down my top 5. Equally, I want to hear from you guys. What guitars do you love from a visual standpoint? Why have you chosen that? I'm genuinely interested because it's like a psychological weird experiment thing. And I love finding out why people like the things they do. This video is not about how a guitar plays or sounds, so it's just purely about the visual aspect. Also, there's no hierarchy. I just like the look of these guitars. I just think they look sweet. I'm going to start with number 5, and this is quite a new addition to my own personal likes, probably because I'm getting older. Our tastes change and our styles change. But at the moment, I'm really loving the look of Firebird guitars, specifically guitars that look like this. I'll be honest, I've only played I think one many years ago in a guitar shop. I don't even know if it was a Gibson or Epiphone. I think it was some rip-off one, so it wasn't that great and I wasn't really into them at the time. But as I've got older, I've seen some absolutely beautiful ones and they just look amazing. I really like the offset look about them, and I'm a bit funny with offset. There's a fine line for me between what looks good and what looks a bit rubbish when it comes to offset guitars, and Firebird just about keeps it on that level. And I mean, that looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? Check that out. I love the traditional kind of sunburst, but some of the coloured ones are sweet. Give me that traditional Firebird any day. They're guitars that you could have hung up and it would look awesome as a piece of furniture, but then when you take it down, make some awesome sounds as well. So yeah, Firebird is number 5 on my list. Let me know if you got a Firebird. Number 4. So for me, I really love the look of Gretsch guitars. So any Gretsch really that looks a bit like this. They just, again, they look like awesome ornaments as well as awesome instruments. I think I've played one Gretsch in my life, and it wasn't one of the really expensive White Falcons or anything like that, but it just sounded sweet. Had a real cool kind of jazzy tone to it, the one that I played, but just visually they look amazing. The design, they're obviously designed to look awesome. They're supposed to, I'm guessing they're supposed to look like collector's pieces really, not something you're going to be jumping around smashing up on stage in some hardcore band. Although that would be pretty awesome as well. I'd love to actually see that. Gretches just look pretty sweet. I've never owned one. Every time I go into a shop and I see one there, I just want to steal them all. So if anyone's up for that, give me a shout. Let's steal some Gretches. Number 3 on my list of guitars that I just like the look of. It is the Fender Jaguar. Another one that years ago I wouldn't have been fussed by. The Fender Jaguar has become more appealing to me as I've grown older, to be fair, and I also really like the sound of them. I developed like a real preference for the sound of Jaguars over the past few years, and every time I see one again, they just look awesome. Not too long ago I visited Moto Music in Cardiff and I think they had a 60s Jag. It just looked beautiful, but it weighed a ton. It was just a massive slab of wood with all the lush Fender hardware on it. And yeah, I've just really grown a liking to it. I'm just looking at a few pictures of them now, and even the colours, I'd be up for it. Look, I'd be up for any of those bad boys. Check that out. It looks pretty sweet. Again, another offset one like with the Firebird. They just got it just right, didn't they, Fender? Fair play, mate. Awesome work there. I don't know if I've ever played a left-handed Jaguar, to be fair, so I can't comment on how it plays and what it's like to play long term, because if they all weigh as much as that 60s one, you're going to chiropractor after every gig. But yeah, just visually love them. Absolutely love those Fender Jags. Let me know if you got a Fender Jaguar, if it plays as good as it looks. Number 2, I've got it in the flesh. It's right here. You know what it is, baby. It's the old Gibson SG. Come on. This is just my own personal preference, my own bias. I know that, but I mean, come on, man. They look amazing. They look amazing. Like, well done, Gibson. Going with the old devil horns, and what a design! Like, what, it just looks awesome. You open that up. You imagine, like, not knowing much about guitars. You've never seen a guitar before, and someone says, "Oh, come over. I want to show you. I want to show you my guitar." And you get home. You see the case. You open that case, and you see that, and come on, man. You can't. That just looks awesome, doesn't it? That looks like we're going to play some cool stuff right now. Now, Gibson SG is something I've been lucky enough to have throughout my whole life, really. So, massive bias there, I know that. But even when you're in the shop and you're looking around, you see those, come on, they just look sweet. And all the, you know, all the different colours and styles that you can get with them, they just look amazing. Just as a little insight, on my Instagram I've got a saved folder for awesome guitar pictures, and I reckon about 80% of it is just SGs. Just different SGs, different colours, different designs. And no, I'm not talking about the double SG that Jimmy Page has just put out that only doctors and lawyers are going to stick on their wall somewhere. No, we're going with OG SG, and it looks awesome. Nice one, Gibson. Your business practices are a bit weird, but that design is classic. Now, number one, it's probably super cliche. You can probably already guess what I'm going to show you, but I don't care because I think they look awesome. It's the old Stratocaster, baby. Check it. This one's missing a string, but it doesn't matter. We're just looking at the design of it. There's a reason why this design has lasted for so long, and that every builder does a version of this at some point, is because it just looks amazing. When Fender designed this, they got it, they nailed it. If there's anyone below the age of 30 here, we might be veering into boomer territory, but you can't deny, man. And I bet when you get to like late 30s, 40s and beyond, you're going to show an appreciation to the Strat. Trust me, you'll get there. You might be on your neon headless 8-string, but when you get beyond, you know, those mature years, you're going to be saying, you know what, let's hit up Fender. Come on, let's hit up Fender. They just look amazing. Come on. And the amount of designs you can get. My favourite version that I've seen recently is called the Ultra Strat, and I'll show you the picture of the one that I saw recently that I love was this one. I saw that in a guitar shop not too long ago, and come on, man, that design is never going away because it is just so good. It looks amazing. I mean, a little story about this guitar. I didn't even want a black version. That wasn't even my preferred colour when I was looking to buy one. And that's quite interesting because it just shows, as much as we're talking about the superficial aesthetics of a guitar, it's how it plays ultimately that matters. Because obviously being left-handed, you go into a shop, you're probably lucky if there's more than one for you to choose from. And when I bought this many years ago, it was this or a Sunburst one, and I preferred the look of the Sunburst one, but I went with this because it played better, and I'd never ever have regretted that, because to this day it's the best guitar I've ever played. And you know, black, you can't go wrong with black anyway. It looks sweet. It's got a few dings on it because it actually gets played, and I mean, it's got a nice kind of stripe on the back of this neck. Love it. Anyway, we're not talking about that specific guitar. We're talking about guitar designs in general and Fender Strats. You know, I just think about when I walk into a guitar shop, what my eyes are actually drawn to straight away is Strats. And it's the same for all those guitars actually. But yeah, that is my personal top 5. I'd really like it if you guys could let me know what you're drawn to, and why you're drawn to the guitars that you love. Because when you think about it, when you first play guitar, you don't know an awful lot about action or tension or string gauge. When you're first looking around, you just look and you think, that looks pretty cool, that looks pretty sweet, I want to give that a go because it looks cool. So yeah, so as much as we say it's superficial, it doesn't matter, and you want to feel good about the instrument that you've chosen. But yeah, thank you for watching, hope it's been interesting, and yeah, take it easy guys.